Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spice and Wolf episode number 5 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we got to know who is behind Zeren. It is the, I think, Medio something like trading company or whatever. And we also met like the branch manager. His name was Richten, and he like gave us all this information, and Lawrence decided to use his information, give it to the to Richten, so that he can take care of the whole situation, and Lawrence is going to get a cut out of all of that. So everything looked good, but later on what happens is we get to see that they have sent people to do like to get Lawrence and Hollow. At first they didn't really think, they were only running away, but later on when Hollow had to act as the bait and let Lawrence get away from them, and when Lawrence went to Richten and talked to him about the whole situation, Richten made him realize that the fact that they are targeting them means something else is happening, because they've already given them the information, so why would the media company target them? you know and at which later on they also get like a little, I don't know, like a ransom note or something, and they said that they've gotten Hollow, and they're kind of indicating that they know Hollow is this divine wolf. And by the end of it, Lawrence had to tell Richten that yeah, Hollow is a divine wolf, and let's see what happens now. So yeah, this is episode number 5. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah, who is this? Someone here who's... She knows this person, whoever this is. Okay. Hmm. Wolf incarnate and obedient lamb. Hmm. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Lawrence is like, we go to them and stop them. Hmm. Grasslands. So what do we do? Okay, so we have to stop them, but we have to make sure that this doesn't become a commotion. Hmm. Yeah, makes sense. One way. We report. Wait, then. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Harmful then. Yeah. And over mining rights tariff setting. Okay, that's why they are. Okay, all right. Yeah, I was wondering. He said that they're going to take a very small amount. Okay, I'll talk about this later. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, but they will. Hmm. And subjecting of training. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I see. So they'll be like, oh, you guys like worked with them, and now you're okay. Usually will not be able to report us. Take themselves down with us. Okay. Hmm. But yeah, I guess large problem. Hmm. Ah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I guess. Like they're like, yeah, wait for us. They're taking her ransom. That's why. Yeah. Hmm. Damn. Okay. Yeah. How much? How long? Before this. Oh. Okay. Day after tomorrow dawn. Ah. I see. Okay. So they're like, yeah. Wow. So they'll be working on an estimate and negotiating with that, but within that time, they're going to be collecting the money. Okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah. No mind. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Boom or bust. Oh. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's drop down. Damn, the whole setup. Yeah, quickly go in. This is a chance. Yeah. What? Oh, it's dark. No. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's why this, since there's no light, that's why I said put your hand on the wall and taxation. Okay. Hmm. So just up above. Now we have to wait, I guess. What? What's happening? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So is everything's okay? Oh no, this is the password. Okay. Oh, there she is. Hmm. All right. Oh yeah. Right. What's happening? Okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh my god. Oh no 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 no. Oh no 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 no. Oh okay okay. For a moment I was like, oh no. Oh boy. Ugh. Okay. What's happening? Why? Wait. Is he? Is this dude the? What? What's happening? Wait a minute. There's something wrong. Like, Hollow's acting. Damn. Her tail is fluffed out. I don't understand. Oh. Oh. That is what I was. You should probably like hugged him or something. Oh, I was so confused. I was like, why is she acting like this? Okay. Okay, I thought like there's some kind of like like double crossing going on or something. All right. Hmm. Yee. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, who was that person? Wait, what? So that was him. Right. Yeah. So like they remember. Obviously, they remember her. Yeah, because she thinks that everyone forgot her. The era of trying to get good settle. Oh my god. Wait, so the Yare is working with the media. Okay. You're free now. You know, you wanted to be free. Yeah, that's what I said. You're free now. Hmm. Oh boy. Okay. Damn. Oh boy. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, so okay, wait. All right. Count Arnhar is the one. This is Holland doing a little dance. Oh boy. All right, Sunny, we need to keep running. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Wait, what's happening? Oh, the try. Oh my god. Yare is like okay. Okay, well, wasn't expecting Yare to be involved in this. All right. All right, is that it? Yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. And yeah, that was great. That was actually really, like, like a good, I guess you could say, well, conclusion, yeah, to this whole situation. Not a good conclusion, but it's still better than what I thought how this was going to roll. I thought like it'll take a while to go and, like, save Holo and everything, but they like resolved it within one episode. So I'm kind of glad about that, because I'm not really a big fan of like situations where it takes like a long time to resolve, especially situations like this, which is very dangerous. Like it gets over quickly, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Like everything is fine now. So yeah, it went a lot better than I thought it would. And yeah, things are looking okay, and we got to know a few extra things. For example, Yare is involved in this whole thing, and all these stuff we got to know. Now, the whole plan, I think I understood, like this is the thing, like, this is the show where I felt this before when I watched it the first time as well, and I'm again getting this feeling, is that I understand a lot of the things, like all the stuff that they say. I roughly understand half of it, while reacting, and then the other half I have to go back in the discussion section and properly read it to understand the other half. So I'm like in a situation where it's like I understand what happened, but I don't understand the details and a few of the extra, um, like the extra steps inside the whole plan. I don't understand that, so I need to go and read all of that to, like properly understand. Now, before I do that, obviously, I'm just going to give my impressions of this episode. So basically, we had to go in and we had to make a plan with Richten, and Lawrence made a plan with Richten as to how they're going to go in and take care of the situation. And within the time Richten is like dealing with the, like with the king, I'm guessing, within the time they're, like doing this whole transaction thing, this whole thing. He said like it'll take like him 2 days or something. We have to keep running, or we don't have to, like, we have to make sure that they, like others, like the media or someone else, do not capture us or understand that this is us. And then after that, everything will be fine, if we are able to properly pull this off. So, I understand that part, but I have to properly understand the extra details behind it. So I'm going to do that. But let me just first talk about the whole episode in a like as a whole. So, that was the whole plan. And then Lawrence began the plan, went in and saved Holo. And I was so confused when I saw Holo was just, like, seemed she wasn't amused by something. She was just looking in a weird way towards Lawrence, and I'm like, what is happening? Is something wrong? Like, like, is she like misunderstanding something, or is she like, is something else going on? And then she also looks to that other dude in a weird way, and I'm like, well, what's happening? Is this like what I thought was like some kind of double crossing is going on? Like that dude is like double crossing them or something, like, and Holo realizes that, something like that. I thought I was so confused, and then she's like, what? Didn't I tell you to come? You to come in front of me, and you were just sitting there down in the sewers. And I'm like, oh, so that is why. So she probably, like I said, she probably, I don't know, like when she probably saw the dude who went in, she probably got happy and, like, I don't know, like probably tried to hug him or something. I don't know, something like that maybe, and embarrassed herself when she realized that it wasn't Lawrence. So that's why she was angry. And I was like, oh, so that's what happened, or something along those lines. That's probably what happened. So yeah, and obviously, like, Holo is a type of a person who has a lot of, I guess you could say, self, like, pride, because obviously she's like, as she calls herself, the wise wolf. So like, like doing that in front of someone and embarrassing herself, she wasn't amused with that at all. That's why, she was mad at Lawrence. She was like, what the hell, you said that you were going to come and you were just literally sitting in the sewers. Why couldn't you be the one to come and help me out? And yeah, so that was the whole thing. And then we also get to know about Yare. And by the end of it, yeah, like Lawrence and Holo, they are able to, oh no, that whole section was really nice, where Holo was like, I was happy when I realized that people from that village do remember me, because like Hollow kind of said this multiple times before in the previous episodes, where she said that my time is gone, people don't remember me. Like back in the days, like like I made a promise, that is why I was there. And back then people, like I had a good relation with the people there, they believed in me and everything. Then little by little stuff dwindled down, especially with the church coming in, and nobody remembers me now. So when Yare immediately recognized, and he was like, oh, I read that it was Hollow, and I thought maybe it was our village's, like deity, and that's why I came here. For a moment, she realized that, oh, they do remember her, so she became happy. But then the next word that he said was that, oh, like we won't rely on you anymore. Those days are gone, so I'll be handing you over to the church after all of this. So yeah, and immediately the next thing completely crushed the whole like thing. So yeah, that is why she was sad, and Lawrence was like, it's good, because if you think about it, you wanted to leave the village, you wanted to be free, you wanted to go back to your homeland, so like eventually you would have had to leave the place. So the fact that they're actually the ones who are like, oh, you don't have to come back, isn't it good that now you have freedom? Now you can go on your own way without any type of like what's that word, any type of shackles or anything that will like drag you back to that place. You're free now. So think of it in that way. And and he also talks about like money and stuff, how merchants, as a merchant, unless and until you go bankrupt, you don't cry. And like, and good times come when you make money. So like, and he's like, good times will definitely come from here onwards. Yeah, so that whole thing. And yeah, and then obviously they are, they kind of have like the conversation with that guy, and then they're on their way. And I'm guessing they'll probably have to keep, not running away in that sense, but keep their head down unless and until that whole thing is done. Now, one thing I really like about this show, which is, I feel like this is one thing that a lot of shows lack or are not able to properly pull this off. Like, I'm saying a lot of shows, not all the shows. There are a few shows which are able to pull this thing off. What I'm trying to talk about here is that the I guess you could say the relation between Lawrence and Hollow, it seems very organic. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain it, but the interactions and everything, it seems very natural. Like, that type of thing, like, how, like, in anime usually, like, I feel like we've gotten used to the whole like, any type of, be it like normal show, like romance in normal show, or be it any type of rom-com shows, we've gotten used to the whole manufactured romance that every single, most of, not every single, like, again, like I'm saying, there's a lot of shows that can actually pull this off, this whole thing. But there's most of the shows, they have this whole manufactured romance, which seems so, I don't know, artificial nowadays, I feel like. So I feel like this whole connection between Lawrence and Hollow, it seems so very organic and so very natural. It's such a, it's such a welcome, like a breath of fresh air, I would say. And this kind of shows how good storytelling this is, the way the character, Lawrence and Hollow interact with each other. It's very interesting to see their, like, back and forth, like, banter. Yeah, and it's just, I don't know what to say. It seems very natural, I would say, like the conversations and everything, and how each character react. It seems very natural. Um, yeah, it's just that, like, I really like this, because I feel like most of the shows nowadays, it's just that whole formula of manufactured romance. Like, every single show has this, like, a few tropes that it follows. Like, oh, you know like, I'm pretty sure you realize, like, how most romance shows, or any type of romance, goes in, like, animes nowadays. There's like a few tropes or like check boxes, which I feel like people just try to cover. Like, A main character getting sick and the girl going and looking after that main character in the home. Beach episode, Valentine's episode, fireworks festival. It's like like trope after trope after trope. It's just there, and I feel like most rom-com shows, that's literally what they do nowadays. They just tick them off one after the other. Oh, this I've added, this I've added, this I've added. Like kind of like that, which is like, when I was new to anime, obviously I like these type of things, obviously, because it was extremely new to me. But I feel like after watching like so many shows, it's becoming a bit repetitive. So I love shows like this, which doesn't really have any type of check boxes or any type of like tropes that you have to cover, but it's literally going in a very natural way where characters interact with each other naturally, normally, and it seems like an organic conversation and an organic, like, relationship increase, like, in each other's, like, like the relationship kind of progressing. It seems very organic, unlike those check boxes, like the tropes that each and every anime nowadays just try to cover, and they think, and it's like, oh, there you go, perfect romance, like that type of thing. Yeah, so it's very, and obviously this is a very old show, not show, but light novel. This has been there for a long time, so it makes sense why everything is just so, because I feel like the nowadays like shows, they kind of go follow the same pattern, copy paste, cookie cutter type formula, unlike, shows back then which had like genuine developments, and this is one of those examples. Yeah, but either way, I just wanted to discuss about that, because I really love like Hollow and, like Lawrence's chemistry and their banter. Like back and forth. It's very interesting to watch. Right. Um, and yeah, so that was today's episode. Okay, now here's the thing. I'll talk about this episode scene by scene now. I need to understand a lot of things here, because I do understand the situation, but there's a lot of things I don't have any clue what's going on. So I'll read the parts which I am confused about or I'm not really clear about. Okay, so the very first scene, we get to see Lawrence is talking to Richten. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to read from here onwards. This video might be long. Okay, a wolf incarnate. Then the letter is most definitely a threat. They will send her to the church if we do not withdraw from this until everything is over. Okay, so yeah, they're literally trying to stall for time, and they need us to back down. Unless until we back down, they'll send Hollow to the church. Okay, understand? Yes, but there is no guarantee they won't send her to the church afterwards, which is true as well. On top of that, we have already invested in a lot of the trendy silver coins. They have inflated in price. It would be tremendous loss if we stepped back at this point. And Lawrence is like, that means we have to be aggressive. So yeah, they also cannot back down, and but at the same time, the media, they're telling them to back down, otherwise they'll send Hollow to the church. All these problems. Okay, Richten is like, however, let's say we take back your companion and put her under our care. If we are reported and church steps in, we can only become their obedient lambs. We cannot hide her anywhere in this town. Okay, so he's saying, but if we listen to you, bring her back in, they might report us. And if they report us, obviously the church will get involved, and then that will be a problem. And Lawrence tries to say like, oh, what about outside the town? But he's like, no, like, not possible. There's like grasslands as far as we can see. A lot of luck will be needed. She may be reported in another town, nothing we can do about it, then, all that stuff. So that's not a way we can do this. Considering their prospective profits, we cannot solve this with money. The profits they can make could possibly destroy us, their rival company. True. So in no way can we do that. So we can only let them complete this deal and see if we are reported to the church. So Lawrence is like, so what? We're just sitting ducks here? Like, we cannot do anything now? If we had some kind of a trump card, and Richten's like, we have one way. We can report Meteor Trading for sheltering your companion. Okay, Okay, this part I need to understand. However, you'll have a problem with that, won't you? Yeah, because if they report it, like obviously they'll investigate the whole situation, and then like Hollow's true identity will be revealed. And written is like you may even testify against us. Okay, no, yeah, this part I need to properly understand. So what is he saying? Like, yeah, so okay, so I think that's what he's saying. So basically he's saying that there's one thing we can do is that we can report media trading for sheltering your companion, but that will be another problem. You won't be happy about this, and you may even testify against it. Okay, I think that's what he's saying. So he's like, yeah, we cannot do that either. So you'll be going against us then. If we report this, then you'll be not happy with this, then you'll testify against us. And Lawrence is like, yeah, obviously, I definitely will. So okay, so he's basically saying, Richten's basically saying that I am also at a disadvantage if I don't listen to you. Because this is one thing I was thinking throughout this whole conversation. I'm like, why is he trying to help us out? Like he can just be like, oh, nothing I can do about it. But he was helping us out because if he doesn't, then Lawrence will testify against them. That'll bring another big problem to them with the the royal family and all that stuff. So yeah, that'll be another problem. So that is why he was helping us out, because he is also screwed if he doesn't help us. That kind of thing. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right. So after that, Lawrence is like, okay. The greatest benefit of those 20 silver coins is obtaining some kind of privilege from the king of Treni. Right, correct? Yeah, so here's the thing. So he's saying that so the reason why you guys are doing this is because you want some kind of a privilege from the king of Treni. That's why you're doing this, aren't you? This is one thing I kind of thought in the previous episode when he said he was talking about the shares that they'll get. He said that, Lawrence, you can take, I think he said something like 50% or something. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was like 2,000 coins or something like that. And he was like, oh, we can take 10% or something like that, he said. I was like, what? With that little amount, they're okay with it, and they're giving us like the major part of the share. Why? It's good, obviously, for Lawrence, it's definitely good. He's getting the bigger share. But why are they doing this? Now I understand. So their main goal isn't the money, their goal is something else. Their main goal is to get some kind of privilege, because they're the one who will be doing this transaction with the king. They'll probably ask for some kind of a special privilege that they can get that from the king, which is probably, as he says later on, like trading rights, all that other stuff, which are required for trading and stuff. So in that way they are going to get their amount of compensation, not the money. That is why she was fine with a very small share out of this whole thing. And it was okay to give Lawrence a bigger one. Okay. According to our investigation, the royal family's finances are currently quite tight, and they are trying to melt down their current coins to produce more coins of lower purity. Yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, they're kind of in a problem. It will bring short-term benefits, but it will destroy the prestige of royal family and be more harmful. Yeah, so they don't want this leaking out to the other people. The finances must be truly dire to do such a thing. Okay. So in order to exchange the coins of higher purity, they will likely hand over. Wait, just a minute. Let me go back. Just a minute. In order to exchange the coins of higher purity, they will likely hand over mining rights, tariff setting rights, market management rights to us. There you go. So that is what he's betting on. That is the biggest profit. There we go. We will gain from the purchase of their silver coins. Okay, so Lawrence says, then what about finishing our deal before the media trading company reports us? Okay, so here again, I need to understand this part as well. So Lawrence is saying we complete this whole transaction before the media trading company reports us. Okay, and use that biggest profit as our trump card. Okay, so you want us to allow them to buy the, okay, yes, if we can make the purchase more profitable than shutting you down. Wait, okay. You want us to allow them to buy the privilege from us. Yes, if we make the purchase more profitable. Oh, I see. This part really confused me. This whole sentence was confusing me. So he's saying if we make the purchase more profitable than them shutting you down, because they're trying to shut you down, but if their purchase is more profitable, they'll obviously opt for that, because they want to shut us down because that will be profit for them. But if they're able to make more profit in this than shutting us down, then they'll jump into this one. Media trading won't repost. Okay, I see. I understand now. Okay, yeah, this part I wasn't able to understand at all what he was saying, because the wording here is a bit tricky. Okay, the current trump card can send us to the burning stake. Yeah, because if they report the whole, will they accept? Yeah, of course. Please consider the stance of the king of training. The king wouldn't want the public to know they worked with a trading company that was sent to the stake. That is true. So here we go. So he's like, wouldn't, they have such a trump card and can bring us to the stake. At which Lawrence is like, no, the king of training is dealing with us. So if you are sent to the stake, then people will be like, wait, the king was making negotiations with someone who has been, who has been sent to the stake. Like, what the hell? Yeah, if you're targeted by the church, the training kingdom will also be targeted. Right. So they're not going to do anything that is going to, yeah. So okay, I see, I understand. There's a lot of things going on at the same time. There's like the king, the church, this media trading company, like all at the same time. Good God. Right. Wait. Okay. You know what? Let me just go back once more. I need to properly clear this up again. What about we finish our deal before then media trading company reports us and use that bigger? Okay, no. I already did this a little bit later. If we make this purchase more profitable than shutting you down, media trading won't report us. Okay. The current trump card can send us to the burning stake. Will they accept? Okay, of course. Please consider the stance of the king of training. The king won't want the public to know they worked with a trading company that were sent to the stake. Yeah. If you're targeted by the church, the trading kingdom will also be targeted. Okay, I kind of understand, even though it's not completely crystal clear, but I understand what they're trying to say. What's going on? Okay. If we finish our what the problem is? The problem is since there's literally 3 parties, 4 parties if we include them as well, Lawrence and them. It's really getting all mixed together in my head. There's the king, then we have the media trading company, then we have the church, then we have our group. So it's kind of that's why I'm saying it's not crystal clear, but I understand what's happening, and it's pretty clear to me. It's even if it's not crystal clear, it's almost crystal clear. If we finish our deal first, media trading will not be able to report us for fear of the king of training. Yeah, that's true. If they do, they will take themselves down with us. Yeah, because they they interacted with us and all that. So okay, right, okay, I understand now. if we appear in such a situation and offer the rights they want in exchange for a fair price. Yeah, okay, so wait a minute. Okay, I think I properly understand now. So basically, what they're saying is that they will be going to the king to do this whole negotiation. So the king is getting connected with us, you know. So now, if the media trading company tries to bring us down and bring us to the stake, the king won't be happy because the king made some transactions with us. That is why we are there. We are always like like Lawrence is saying, we need to complete the deal before they're able to do anything. Like once we complete the deal, it's over. Like because the king has made the deal with us, we are protected now. So they cannot do anything to us now, because if we are brought to the stake, we will be dragging the king's name as well, which obviously the king won't be happy and the queen will do his thing. So that is why we need to complete the transaction as soon as possible before the media trading company is able to do something. Okay, you know what? I think it's crystal clear to me now. I think I very properly understand now. Like making the transaction with the king the first priority and doing it as soon as possible will be our shield. Once we do that, we're protected, and they cannot do anything. And once we're protected, if we go to them and we're like, all right, here we go, we make this transaction with you, like that whole the rights, that whole thing, exchanging the wait a minute, what was it called, the trading rights or something? Yeah, if we appear in such a situation and offer the rights they want in exchange for a fair price and your companion, yeah, they'll agree. So there you go. So yeah, it makes sense, because once we do the transaction with the king, we're protected. They cannot screw us over. So they'll be like, what the hell, what should we do now? In that type of situation, if we go in and give this offer to them, they will take it. They will be like, all right, fine, do whatever you want. So they will give, do the whole transaction. They'll also give Hollow back to us, because they don't have any other choice, because they cannot screw us over, because we have already did the transaction with the king and we are protected. Okay, I understand properly now, I think. That will be the only way media trading will be able to obtain the rights. Yeah. Okay, my god, this is complicated. So Lawrence is still like, oh my god, what is he going to listen to me? And his Richten is like, your reasoning is sound, however there is a large problem remaining. And he says, according to my analysis, media trading has not collected all the coins they need. Yeah, and he brings up this. Why do you say so? Because it's a deal that take advantage of the king's weakness. Yeah, so that is why they're taken Hollow hostage, so that they can gain enough time to collect the money. But if you're able to do that before them and bring this whole thing to the king, then everything will be okay. They're doing this because they need time to get the money. That's why they're telling us like, oh, don't you do anything, otherwise we'll send her to the church, this and that. That's why. So they're at plenty disadvantage themselves. If we take that opportunity and use that against them, then it'll work. That's why they've been enticing merchants and collecting them secretly, so that they can obtain the silver coins as cheaply as possible. If they had collected enough silver, they would have sent Hollow to the church immediately. The fact that they're using her stop our movements instead shows a lack of confidence. Okay. In other words, at this point, they don't have enough collected silver. Okay, all that stuff. Yeah, so Lawrence is like, please do this, collect the rest of the silver, finish the deal by that time. And he says like otherwise, if they report Hollow and if that happens, I will definitely testify against you. And yeah, with your help, I'm sure we can avoid being captured for a day or two. Wolf, and yeah, all that stuff. Lawrence is like, it'll be fine. Lawrence got caught because I was like pulling her back. That's why she became the bait. This won't happen again. Okay, so in the end, Richten is like, all right, if we have a horse run to the Trenny Castle, we will be able to make the deal by tomorrow sunsets. And he's like, and then it'll take a little bit while, so maybe like 2 days maximum. Okay, so Lawrence is like, wait, right now, like you don't even have all the silver. And it's like, oh no, don't worry about that. We work on estimates. While working with estimates, within that time, we'll, do the money. We'll collect the money. So for now, they don't have the money, but they'll go to the king and they'll be like, oh, like we have this much, but they don't have it. But within that amount of time that it will take for the negotiation to go through, they will be collecting the money and they will be able to provide it by the end of it. So that kind of thing, like, yeah. If Milona Trading Company gets serious, any negotiation can be dealt with immediately. Yeah, all that stuff. There you go. And yeah, there you go. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, so he kind of talks about how much connections they have with everything. He says like our emergency measures are perfect. There's a great wall blocking our way. That is the church. Yeah. They have more connections than we do across various countries. Prepared to take action anytime. That is why we must finish all of this before they decide to make a move. Right. Normally, we won't be making a move until we knew what was backing Meteor Trading, but our situation is different. Yeah. That way, we could make appropriate plans and snatch their funding as well. Okay, so they do a little bit of a handshake, and he's like, I pray for your success. Right. And he kind of says, like, our passwords are Pieron and Numai. Two major gold coins. Okay, so they are off. Okay, so this dude tells Lawrence what to do after going down. It's like, oh, you should move forward with your hand touching the right wall, this and that. And then he says, like, then wait for us at the end of that path. Building above that point is where Hollow is being held. Our information have been confirmed. We begin the operation to take her back at the opening bell of the market. If we succeed, coffer above you will open and your companion will join you. Yeah. At that point, if you hear the word Rahe, wait for my colleague to join you. If you hear Peroso, please escape immediately. So yeah, they either join us or they'll like go on your own. Okay, so here we go. So the whole thing happens, like someone comes in front of the carriage and they're like, oh my god, I almost got hit. And they're like kind of bickering, trying to gain a little bit of time. Within that little amount of time, the ground part of the carriage opens up. They open the little like place, the sewer, like like the thing, and Lawrence goes down. It's dark as hell, but nothing you can do about it. He goes down, puts his hand on the right wall, and starts moving. And then little by little he comes to the designated place. We see Hollow still captured, and he's like waiting there, and yeah, and for a moment Lawrence is like, wait, am I even in the correct place? Like he was kind of getting a little bit like shaky, because he was like, oh no, if this is like the wrong place, if I made a mistake, then everything will be more like problematic. It's taking too long for them. Maybe I messed up or something. But soon, like on top, someone was like, oh, Nahe and Rahe, and he was like, Numai. There you go. They say Pieron opens the thing, Hollow is there. Hollow looks pissed. So, like I said, I was like kind of confused. I was like, why is she pissed? Anyways, she brings down the stuff, and the other guy comes in and joins them. And okay, now here I didn't realize this. There's a certain scene here where we see someone waiting with a cup. That's Yare. Yeah, that's Yare. Then we see in the sewer they're like moving forward. Hollow isn't really speaking to Lawrence. They go up, and for a moment I was like, oh no, like did they get caught or something? But in the end it was false alarm. Everything went okay. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized this. Lawrence gets up, and that other guy was like, oh, everything went well, and is bringing Hollow up. Did Hollow like scratch him or something? I don't understand. he like his hand is like, oh my, like this, and Hollow's like looking at him, and he's like, yeah, okay, just a minute. Okay, there was another dude with them. He stops here. Like, wait a minute. I need to check this. Yeah, the dude who like came with us, he left. He said that he had some other stuff to do. Um, yeah, and okay, so there you go. There was another person. He'll go out from a different exit. We'll leave town after I relay some information about media trading to the comrade. I wish you luck, and he leaves. Right. So there you go. And now the thing is, like, Lawrence is like, is everything okay? And Hollow's like, like, you know who I am? Say my name. And he's like, wait, Hollow, right? She's like, Wise Wolf Hollow. I can name every person who has embarrassed me in my entire life until now. And now I must remember yet another name. It's you. And I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? And then she says like, okay, there you go. This is where I understand what happened. She's like, I was sure you were the one who came for me, and then she's like, just thinking about it makes me so angry. And she's like, if you're a male, you should have sharpened your fangs and leapt into battle. Instead, you hid in that hole. I was needlessly humiliated because of that. Okay, so yeah, I was like, oh, so she probably like embarrassed herself. She probably thought it was Lawrence or something. But yeah, it wasn't. So there you go. Either way, like Lawrence says, oh, so you're fine. And then she sits down. Okay, and she talks about how she threatened the other guys, if they like hurt her or like like tried to touch her or something, and she like threatened them, so nobody was able to like do anything. And it makes sense, like she's like a divine being, like people are afraid, especially back in those days. Oh my god, yeah. So here is where Hollow's like, but there's one thing that surprised me. I wasn't expecting that. I saw someone familiar. And Lawrence is like, who? And she says like, Yare. Okay, so Yare heard this from Zeren. Yeah, so it seems he heard my name from Zeren. Okay, so that is why he was here. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I was under like a mistaken impression. I thought like Yare was working with them. No, so she just heard about them. I guess in a way he is working with them, like because he talked to Zeren and everything, and he but like I'm sure we'll get to know later. But for now, he heard about Hollow from Zeren. That is why he thought that, wait, Hollow? Name sounds familiar. And that's why he came here to double check. So Lawrence says, you talk to him. Hollow says, okay, so here we go. So this is where Hollow says like what happened. So Yare said that, oh, like I heard your name and thought maybe it was our like village's divine wolf. That's why I came to check. At which Hollow felt a little bit happy at that moment, because that means people hasn't forgotten her. But then she says like immediately after that, the thing he said that like after that. Okay, immediately after he told me this, the era of trying to get on your good side is over. There's no longer any need to be afraid of your temper. We'll turn you into the church and say goodbye to the old era. Okay. Here's the thing. If you remember, as far as I can remember, in one of the previous episodes, Hollow said that, like, the bountiful harvest, like, they get bountiful harvest and all that stuff. but I think like some, I don't properly remember. But what she said, it kind of indicated that the bad harvest isn't even her fault, but people kind of like, put it on her. Wasn't it? Again, like I said, I need to go back to that episode. Which episode I don't exactly remember. I think it was episode 2 or probably 2, or what was it, episode 1? Where she said something like that, which kind of, I need to go back, to that episode and double check. So if that is actually the case, then this is even more messed up, because like it's not even her fault. Um, and Hollow says like, I felt so chagrined and sorrowful, and at which Lawrence is like, think it in a different way, like if they're like not sorry to see you go, then it's fine, you can leave, like you can easily cut ties like that. You want to go to the to back to your home place, so you had to do this one day or the other, so it's good that they're the ones letting you go. And he says like, we don't laugh until the money comes in, and we don't cry until we have gone bankrupt, and you and I will definitely love. And then I was like, oh, I felt so better. And I was like, oh, this is like the whole situation, like not talking with people, has made me emotional. Especially I've grown weak to emotion. Although I have cried twice in front of you, I am sure I would have cried whether you were here or not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do not misunderstand. She's like, yes. And he's like, oh, I'm doing this for the money as well. Our job is to keep running away from Milone Trading until it seals the deal. You becoming a burden if you were sobbing all the time. That's why even if it wasn't you, and so he literally says the same thing back to her, what she said to him. And Hollow's like, like, yeah. And she's like making a weird face at him. And Lawrence is like, oh my god, like, that's not very fair. It's a female's privilege, is it not? Okay, so they've arrived, and like Lawrence kind of talks to the dude. Okay, wait, what Lawrence tells here, I need to read this. Okay, Count Erhendot is the one behind Meteor Trading. Erhendot, the merchants dealing with wheat in the Count's territory are the ones who have been targeted to collect the silver coins. Okay. I just realized. While reacting, I didn't realize the significance of this statement. So this is okay. So that is why Yara is here. He is working for them. He is the one who is collecting the silver coins, and that scene in the end, that's what it indicates. All of them together, they were going to probably collect the. Okay, all right. Makes way more sense now. I didn't understand the final scene and this statement at that time while reacting. Now I understand that I'm properly reading this. Yeah. Please let Mr. Malhite know. So yeah, that is why Yada is here and all that. Okay. And like this, he kind of talks about like Lawrence not Lawrence, sorry, Hollow kind of talks about her ears. The guy's like, oh, I'm thinking about becoming a merchant after watching you two. Lawrence is like, not like, like it's not worth it. You'll end up picking up people like her. And he's like, well, a driver's box is too big for one person. I couldn't ask for more. Right, so I'm guessing he's talking about getting married or something. Something like that, I'm guessing. That's why he says, like, like a driver's box is too big for one person. Obviously, like someone who will sit beside him. Not in the back, but beside that person. Who is it? Probably his wife or something. Yeah, that's why a driver's box is too big for one person. I couldn't ask for more. Right. Okay, so yeah. And there you go, they drop down. Hollow's like, I'm also in a terrible mess since you picked me up. And she's like, but I'm still cute, am I not? And Lawrence is like, yeah, I agree. And yeah, Hollow grabs his hand, and she's like, I'm glad. You're a cute boy yourself. And he like starts dragging her. Okay, so okay, this scene. So after that, we see here a few people. Wait, just a second. Just a minute. Yeah, you know what? For a moment, I was a bit confused because the dude that we talked to literally a few moments ago, you know, this guy who comes in looking underneath in the sewers, this guy looks awfully familiar to that dude. So I was like, wait, are they the same person? But no, this is someone else. This guy has hair. And they're trying to see, like, you know, in the sewers. Right, they're trying to find, I'm guessing them. And they're like, oh, they're not here. And we see Yare, they're just sitting there. Okay, so yeah, the people that are sitting here, I'm guessing these are all like wheat traders or something, and they are, as they said, they're the ones who have been tasked to collecting the silver coins. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that's where it ended. So there you go. Yeah, so I was a lot confused. Not confused, I would say. But like I said, the whole episode I understood most of it. There's a lot of things I still didn't understand. But after going through this whole episode, like, you know, scene by scene, I think I understand everything properly. Most of it, at least, I understand. And yeah, but if there's still something I'm misunderstanding, or like, you know, stuff that I didn't, like, you know, I properly understand it like went over my head, you can let me know in the comments. So there you go, that is it, guys. That was my reaction to this episode. Like I said, I really like this show. Obviously it has its mind-boggling parts, you know. A lot of the conversation like, well, goes over my head because of like the whole you know, economic, like, you know, stuff. But yeah, by the end of it, I am able to make sense of most of it. I think that's more than good enough. And you know, one of the best things about this show is definitely like Hollow and Lawrence's you know, like relationship, and you know, their chemistry, you could say, and the whole banter that they have now and then. It's just such a such a joy to watch. So yeah, it's like, you know, it's great. And yeah, there you go. So that is it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to this episode. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Spice and Wolf. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.